Well, टाइगर अभी जिंदा है लेकिन स्टोरी अभी बाकी है. I'm Vasudha Venugopal. You're watching NDTV, and I come to you from Anne Mark in Patna. This is where Nitish Kumar stays. Nitish Kumar has taken oath as the Chief Minister of the state of Bihar for the 10th time. The grand oath-taking ceremony took place at the iconic Gandhi Maidan in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and what was evident was also the camaraderie between Nitish Kumar and the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister not just thanked the people of Bihar, he warmly, profusely met Nitish Kumar. He also waved the gamcha at the people of Bihar. But is this the government with 14 MPs, 14 ministers of the BJP, 9 ministers of the JDU and several from allies? Is this the government that's going to consolidate Nitish Kumar's legacy as the best chief minister of Bihar? Or in the maze of social arithmetic and appeasing all allies, is this the government that's going to take the state in a different direction altogether? Before I get to the details, let me get you some voices from the ground and from leaders on what they think the priorities of the new government, Nitish 10.0, should be.
मैं नीतीश कुमार भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी को और नीतीश कुमार जी को देखने के लिए आए हैं.
तो नीतीश कुमार नरेंद्र मोदी की जोड़ी पसंद है?
जी सर.
10,000 रुपया हर महिला को खाते में गया है.
आशीर्वाद देने के लिए आए हैं, बुजुर्ग आदमी हैं.
सूरज से यूं आंख मिलाना मुश्किल क्या नामुमकिन है. पीएम मोदी को पीएम की कुर्सी से और सीएम नीतीश को सीएम की कुर्सी से हिलाना मुश्किल क्या नामुमकिन है.
मिस्टर जायसवाल, आपका आज शपथ हो गया है. सरकार की प्रायोरिटी क्या रहेगी?
First, I thankful to all the senior leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party, especially our respected Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, and finally Shri Nitish Kumar ji. हमारी प्रायोरिटी जो शपथ ग्रहण समारोह हुआ, इस शपथ ग्रहण समारोह के ऐतिहासिक पल पर दुनिया के सर्वाधिक लोकप्रिय नेता और इस देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की उपस्थिति बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक थी और इस ऐतिहासिक पल के लाखों लोग साक्षी भी बने. हमने शपथ लिया है चुनौती के रूप में और इस चुनौती को अवसर में बदलने का काम हम सभी मंत्रियों का है, सरकार का है. और हमने जो वादा किया है युवाओं से रोजगार, नौकरी, महिलाओं का सशक्तिकरण, स्वावलंबन और स्वरोजगार, किसानों की खुशहाली और ये कानून का राज, ये हमारी प्राथमिकता है.
Two very important Dhurandhar Patrikars, Prabhakar Kumar and Raman Rai, both of them who have been tracking Bihar politics for many years now. Prabhakar, explain to us the 27-member cabinet that's been put in place. What are the caste equations like and what did you expect and who are the unexpected faces?
See, as far as the caste equation is concerned, or for that matter any equation is concerned, there are two basic factors which these leaders try to balance. One is the caste equation out here, and the other is the regional representation, the representation of the areas, the regions. So both the factors are kept in mind when the cabinet list is decided and when the cabinet list is decided. Now, talking about the caste representation, there are 8 upper caste ministers, 4 from Rajput community. So Rajputs have got the largest share of ministry here. 2 Bhumiyas, 1 Brahmin, 1 Kayas. Then you have Kushwaha, 3 Kushwahas, including our Deputy Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary. He happens to be a Kushwaha. 2 Kurmes includes Nitish Kumar himself. Now you have 2 Vaishyas, 2 Yadav, 1 Muslim, 2 Mallas, 5 Dalit and EBC. So what surprises me with the entire list is EBC. You just have 1 EBC. See, EBC have been a very crucial voters, I would say, and they have been traditionally seen as supporters of NDA. They have been throwing their weight behind NDA. Now, in this cabinet, if they are given merely 1 berth, I'm sure there will be more EBCs when the cabinet expansion happens, because otherwise, I mean, this would be a gross error, I would say, as on part of the NDA leaders, and they would certainly, if I can actually spot this out, they would certainly be knowing about it, and they would not make this kind of error. There are 3 women. See, and I would have expected more women actually to have made to this cabinet, because this entire.
Who were you expecting? Were you expecting Choti Kumari? Because I thought maybe Giant Killer and all that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not throwing the names out here. What I'm saying is this entire campaign in Bihar was centered around women. You had Jivika Didis and everybody trying to woo women. And it's believed that they actually threw their weight behind Nitish Kumar, because of Nitish Kumar being behind NDA. And that's how they have reached this magic number. So, I mean, they could have gotten a better share, a larger share in this entire cabinet. The 3 is not a bad number, I will say, but still, I mean, does not make me happy.
Prabhakar is right, because there are at least 14 districts in which the women participation in voting was at least 10% more than male voters. So how is the outreach going to women going to be justified with just 3 women in the cabinet? Raman Rai, another interesting face, Sanjay Singh from Mahua has been given a post, and he's the one who has defeated Lalu Prasad Yadav's elder son, Tej Pratap Yadav. Did you also see any other... And what about the BJP, JDU numbers? There are 14 ministers of the BJP and about 8 from the JDU. So how was the dynamic looking like?
Well, I am speaking on the Mahua seat. It is considered as a hot seat because Tej Pratap Yadav also contested from that particular seat. And if you'll see the vote share percent at that seat, and Sanjay Singh had taken a large number of lead on that particular seat. That's why Chirag Paswan made him the minister. At last moment, Raju Tiwari was dropped, because he is also a Brahman face, and Sanjay Singh is considered as a Rajput face, a dominant face. That's why Sanjay Singh considered and made minister in the Nitish cabinet. And as far as the numbers of JDU ministers, they are already, if you'll see the last records of the ministers, almost they are same, but unexpected changes in BJP as the Shresi Singh entry came in the minister cabinet, and the Raman Isad, the newcomer, she is contested the first time and she has become minister in the Nitish cabinet. So these are the 2 names which is surprising for me also, and we are quite imagining that when the cabinet is expansion more, then
more faces, yeah. Prabhakar, I was, when I went to Supal, everybody spoke about this Brijendra Yadav, right? He's been around for so long. Leshi Singh has been around for so long when I went to Damdaha. So clearly the JDU has put in place, they have banked on experienced faces. But when it came to shadow boxing with the BJP, when it came to speaker's post and all, how have the discussions been? Was the JDU able to push for its muscle, or it's the BJP showing its dominance?
See, in this alliance, I mean, in Bihar, that has always been the case. So if I'm an alliance partner, if you get the chief minister's post, the other would get the speaker's post. That has always been an unsaid rule, actually. And that is how it has been. So in most of the cases, you will see Nitish Kumar has been the chief minister, and the alliance partner gets a... Prem Kumar is one of the senior most leaders in the BJP system. He is probably the 9th term MLA, 9th term MLA from Gaya. So he actually deserved to get the that particular seat, and he has been in the cabinet for long. Now, as Raman was mentioning, I mean, BJP has completely rehashed this entire list. So the big names have been dropped. You talk of Nitish Mishra. He happens to be Neeraj Bablu. Neeraj Bablu has been a 4-term minister, his wife a 4-term MLA, his wife has been a MLA and a 3-term minister, and he has been dropped. Nitish Mishra, who happens to be son of Jagannath Mishra, he has been dropped. So there are many important names whom we thought might get elevation have actually not made it to the list. So that has been a very...
Philip Jaiswal was telling me that 60% list hamara fresh faces ka hai. But when you talk about these 2 people, Vijay Sinha and Samrat Chaudhary, what makes them so important and why have they been retained? Because BJP in Bihar has not had this tradition of repeating its deputy chief ministers. What is so special about these 2 people?
This is the first time when BJP is not making any experiment to their chief minister post or to their deputy chief minister post. The reason behind it, because the Samrat Chaudhary is a Kushwaha figure, and Kushwaha is very dominant in Bihar, and other side Vijay Sinha is a Bhumiyar figure. So BJP does not want to change anything and any particular thing, because the upcoming 5 years is very important for BJP, because they have got a very dominant number. 89 is a very big number if you compare it from the Lok Sabha election. So the result is totally changed, and it is done because of the Kushwaha vote bank, because of
the love for Nitish and the Kush factor of Kushwaha.
And Kush factor, and probably also BJP's way of rewarding them, because if you have got the number, so they must have had some role to play, no? So, I mean, if somebody has actually done well and you are kind of, you ought to reward the person rather than punish him. So I mean, probably that might one of the considerations.
And that is why Dilip Jaiswal also made minister because this time.
Maybe,
because in his leadership, BJP did well in the assembly election.
So that's a reward for Dilip Jaiswal as well.
The
Yeah.
Lok Sabha election.
So BJP also is finding its firm footing in the state after a long time. Prabhakar, let's talk about the macro picture now. BJP has said that it's going to invest in flood management, 1 crore jobs in the next 5 years. They're going to bring in metro, they're going to increase public transport, and they're also going to bring in industry and investment. Does this cabinet inspire confidence in you as a Bihari that all those tasks are going to be achieved?
No, so there are no such names actually which would make me very confident that there will be wonders in days to come. But I would rest my faith on two persons, Nitish Kumar and Modi. So if these two, whatever, double engine pilots actually, if they decide to do so, they can actually do wonders out here. And see, the main issue for next 5 years would be the migration and job creation, industrialization. As far as the industrialization is concerned, Bihar is one of the states in the last on the ladder actually. So these two issues they will have to seriously work upon. Bihar has always been seen as a labor exporting state, and laborers from here run the factories all across the country. So they want their own factories, they want the job creation out here. So the focus this time, and then as BJP has, even Prime Minister for that matter, even Nitish Kumar, from all the public speech diocese throughout the election campaign, they have been talking about this, very strongly talking about this. So I'm sure they would this time actually work seriously on this issue.
I was discussing with my camera person Pooja as to how Bihar has improved in the last many years. We have Blinkit and we have live counters of dosa in hotels. So clearly a lot of diversity has come in, a lot of empowerment and development has come in. But according to you, who are a young person, what do you think is the most important challenge for Nitish Kumar's government, and is the BJP NDA also preparing for a post-Nitish scenario?
The biggest challenge for me as a youth for Nitish Kumar government is to stay their youth inside their state, because around lakhs of youths are going out from our state, and the biggest challenge is for them to retain their youths on their own states for the job, for the education, for the health facilities. And if you talked about the latest, the dosas, chaat corners, etc. it is, but the 1.5 crore women who got 10,000 rupees, on that there are amount already more than 2 lakhs women will get 2 lakh rupees. So this will gonna create a huge business buzz in Bihar. So this is going to be very interesting how this will gonna work for Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Right, thank you so much. So fiscal discipline, fiscal prudence, and improving the physical infrastructure in Bihar, bringing in industry and investment, and more importantly, living up to the hope and optimism of the people of Bihar. Tasks have been laid out for Nitish 10.0. We'll have to wait and see how the cabinet lives up to those expectations.